It could be argued that the rapid evolution of technology is driving conscious evolution in terms of who we are as human beings, how we connect with ourselves, how we interact with each other, how we organise our businesses, our politics, our legal and financial systems. All of these things are on the verge of enormous change. Self-management for business is at the leading edge of this change, but there's little doubt that technology will play a key role in what will follow. I'm Sally McCutchion, a holacracy and consciousness coach. In this short snippet from the Being Human podcast, Richard Atherton and I mull over the potential for society when technology and self-management come together. You can hear more from Richard at firsthuman.com/podcast. And if you have a sense that your business is ready for self-management, contact me directly at hello@sallymccutchion.com or via LinkedIn messaging.
Even if you look at the huge companies today that are successful, like a Facebook or a Twitter, these companies with a high degree, I mean, obviously they're decentralized in many ways, but there's still a very powerful central core. What I see as happening is that actually we're starting to, this had me think that we're starting to see the limits of the effectiveness of central control, because if you look at Facebook and the challenges it now has in trying to manage bias and trying to keep cohesive in terms of this central mission of connecting people, but yet we've got these biases creeping in and these seemingly arbitrary decisions to kick one person off the platform for doing this, but somebody seemed to do something very similar here and didn't get kicked off, and it's starting to feel a bit less cohesive as an entity. And I wonder what will happen as these sort of blockchain-enabled social networks, which are far more decentralized, whether they will emerge as actually more cohesive and actually better able to fulfill on a central mission or fulfill on something that's meaningful to people because of the nature of how they're structured. That maybe we may start to see this being borne out in.
Yeah, and there's two things really at play here for me, and one is our conscious evolution, which I think is really moving forward right now, and the other one is the influence of technology, and those two, and that the progression of those two, you could argue, go hand in hand. But we're going through such an incredible time of change that organisations are having to adapt. It's because of this change that we are adapting. And yeah, it's interesting to sort of reference that kind of like, social networking and, and the whole like blockchain and how that is going to influence how our businesses organize and how just organizations generally organize, because, this could tip over into impacting, politics, legal industry. I think we clearly don't know the full extent of where this is going.
But yeah, that's a good point you bring to it here, that these things emerge in concert. We're seeing this shift in technology and a move to peer-to-peer and decentralization at the technological level, and perhaps hand in hand we're going to see an evolution of organizational structure. And we've already seen this to some extent, like the open source victories, right, of Apache web server, right, which is totally decentralized, open source, displaced all the commercial offerings. Wikipedia displaced Encarta, right? So I think we've seen some examples of it, and I suspect we'll see more.
Yeah, I'm sure.